So artificial sweeteners have been around a long time, and a big question is, should I be taking them? Well, depends what your goal is. So in this video, we're gonna get to the bottom line of should you be using artificial sweeteners or not? So there is a whole bunch of artificial sweeteners these days. There's also several natural sweeteners. I'm gonna focus on the four most common ones. So that'd be saccharin, sucralose, aspartame, and stevia. These are all common sweeteners. You can find it. Name something that's sugar-free. Is one of those is going to be in it. So Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi, sugar-free Red Bull, whatever it is, one of these sweeteners are commonly in it. Really, there's a couple questions that people have around artificial sweeteners or sweeteners in general. One of the biggest ones is it safe? These have been around for a long time, and so this is something definitely FDA has been paying attention to. In regards to safety, they are generally safe for most of us. That means like it's not going to give you a tumor. You're not going to have seizures because you're drinking or using aspartame. That is generally not going to happen. Now, if you're someone that has some type of neurologic or immune disorder, or you're sensitive to certain dyes or even medications, then you may want to reconsider using artificial sweeteners because when they were tested, these were healthy individuals. So generally they're safe, but also listen to your body. If you feel like it's impacting, it probably is. Now, the other side of artificial sweeteners and why often people are using them because they want to have less calories or they want to lose weight. So if you're someone that wants to lose weight, it's a little bit different. So a recent study came out where they were actually comparing these four sweeteners. These were healthy volunteers. And so one of the things they looked at was how they responded. It turns out two of the sweeteners had more of an impact on the person's blood sugar than the others. Those two sweeteners were one, saccharin, which has been around a long time, but even though it's essentially 0 calories, it did have significant impact in raising people's blood sugar. The other one was sucralose. The other two, aspartame and stevia, they also raise the blood sugar a little bit, but not as much. What's the big deal about raising your blood sugar? So if you raise your blood sugar, also what's going to happen is your insulin level is going to go up. What insulin is, essentially you can think of it as a switch that will turn on your fat stores, meaning your body thinks there's abundant energy because the insulin level is high. So as the calories come in, they're going to want to store it as fat. Now, the other thing they looked at, and this is something that's been known a little while, that the bacteria in your gut affect lots of things in your body, but also your metabolism and whether it's easy or hard for you to lose weight. So I gave you the short story of the experiment they did is from each group, they took stool samples and placed them in germ-free mice to see how they would respond in regards to weight. And so the mice that got saccharin or sucralose tended to gain weight. The other mice did not. Now, this is something that's been known a while, that artificial sweeteners can change the flora in your gut. And it turns out you do have, quote, skinny bacteria and fat bacteria, meaning some bacteria will promote leanness and some bacteria will promote hanging on to fat. So when we take all these findings together, so saccharin and sucralose look like two sweeteners that promote obesity or you hanging on to weight, whereas the other two did not have that effect. Also, there's an older study. Similar idea is that in the short term, the artificial sweeteners did not look like they had an impact on weight. However, over time, sweeteners did show that people gain more weight. And this is probably one of the ways they did it, is changing the bacteria that's in your gut and your response to the sweetener, even though there's no sugar in whatever you're taking or glucose. So the takeaway is, if you're someone that's looking to lose weight, I would suggest avoiding artificial sweeteners, particularly those two. Look at something more natural sweeteners. Stevia is a natural sweetener. Erythritol or xylitol, those are natural sweeteners too. But any of these things, you don't go overboard because they ultimately will have effect at some level. Well, comment below if you found this helpful, share this, and I'll see you next time.